Okay, so today we're going to be first starting off with the lesson, and then we'll go off into a sparring video. Today we're going to be going through wrist grabs, wrist breaks. There is very little videos of wrist grabs and wrist breaks, and most of them are done wrong. Most of them are done depending on their size and just matching their strength, rather than actually the technique being able to get out of a bigger person. Kurt, how much do you weigh?
336 pounds.
Okay, thank you. So I'm 200, about 205, 200 pounds. Here is a big difference between us. Definitely a lot bigger, stronger guy. First off, we'll start with the same side wrist grab here. So we'll start here, Kurt. In this position, when people grab you, pull me down. When your arm is angled down, there's no way for you to get out of this grip. There's no way. You're not going to wrist rotate out of it. He's holding you down. You're never going to get out of it. Part of the main also concern is the fact that they're not just pulling you down. He's pulling and punching. Pull and punch. Boom. Punch the face. Boom. Exactly. Straight punch. And so the problem is you need to be able to deal with this hand one move for one move. Not trying to do two moves, because he's just going to one move pull, one punch. So I've seen some people where they do this method where they break out, but pull and punch, you're getting punched. Do it again. I'm going to try. I'm getting punched. I'm not going to get this unless he just stays there and holds me tight and allows me to get out of it. All the time people are going to be grabbing you and punching. So do it again. Boom. I can't get the hand out. So best method here, always have the second hand up, protecting your face, whether it be punching from the inside, the outside. But what makes the wrist escape work is the wrist not only needs to go up like that and around or out the outside here, but the angle of the forearm needs to be at least 90. It needs to be a 90 degree, or I guess horizontal, you could say. I guess 90 is like this, but it has to be a horizontal plane in order for you to do the wrist escapes that way. Whereas hold me down, just hold me down there. It doesn't work if your hand's pulled down. You got to get the 90 degree. So certain methods, if the guy's really strong and holding you down, you got to drop down to get that 90, or to get that horizontal plane. And at the same time, be mindful of that other hand that's flying at you. And you can do the outside here. You pull and punch. I get the outside here, and this hand potentially gets out, or I go this hand. But the trajectory is keeping that elbow and forearm, wrist, at least horizontal for you to get that rotation in. Just like here, or around here. The horizontal line has to be there for you to get that angle. So this is the same side grab. Let's do the cross hand grab. And he grabs you like this. Same thing. Punches. You're not going to get out. I've seen the video where the person gets out like this. It doesn't work if he pulls you. Pull me. You're getting punched. Do it again. I can't get out of it. So in essence, when he pull and punch, I want to get the inside here and get out. You want to get the inside here, and one move for one move and get out. Or you can go on the other side. Here, grab me and punch. You want to get to the outside here. Get to the outside. Go from here, follow up with something else. Back to the cross hand. You want to get this horizontal plane of your arm in order to get that inside out escape or the outside escape. And this hand is always protecting yourself should you punch. Do it again. I get out this way. And then we're here. Reset. Always be ready to handle what comes next and having good follow-up. This allows you to have good follow-up and staying protected. Whether it be stepping to the outside, here you hold me, we'll just demonstrate slowly, no punching for now. horizontal plane, step to the inside 45, and getting this angle, and this hand here, protecting you from that hand, and potentially getting this hand off of you, like that. So again, we can have the inside escape here, mindful of that other hand. This is the cross hand grip, and doing a rotation here gets you out. Let's say he's really strong, right? Let's say he's got a really strong grip on me, and I can't get it up. You might have to sink down and drop a little bit level to get that horizontal forearm in order to get that angle out, whether it be outside or inside, depending on what he's doing. Generally, going the outside is a little bit safer, because then you're stepping away more from that other hand and putting yourself in a safer area. So either this hand or that hand, let's say he's really strong, you can still drop a little bit low to get the even level you need, or you could essentially step back, extend them out, get that level straight, or step back, get down low here, or step back and get the outside here. Now let's say they know what you're up to, and I go this way, and he resists me, stops me from going this way, stopping me. Then this way's open. This way's open. For a split moment, the resistance is here, but there's no resistance stopping me from going the other way, so I come the other way and get out. And then from here, it's already a lost position. Or a simpler way, if I can make it for you, is to first just go palms up. Palms up defeats the grip already. He's already lost a lot of power from here. Sure, the guy can still maintain a grip on you, but a lot of his ability to handle you is already gone. And from there, you can just break through. But here's what I've seen too, and here's where most people mess up too. I've seen some jiu-jitsu people do that, where they frame up like this. They got the idea right of getting the palm up, the hand up like this, and then they commit two hands to one hand escape and do something like this. And he's not gonna sit there. Just grab me right there. Grab me. I go do this. Let's say I'm a 5'3", 120-pound girl who's doing this. Essentially, you doing this. He's right there. Just grab me. Just grab me. Just grapple me. Grapple me. Grapple. Like just like that. Yeah. You do this, he can just follow up. Either that, whoa! Or after you get that close to him, he can just grapple you. Boom. Oh! Like that, right? So you don't want to be putting yourself in harm's way to where he can use his big size and strength against you. You want to maintain distance and maintain a safe control from what his next move or your follow-up is going to be, or whether or not you're going to be effective. So essentially, this, you're safe here, but I wouldn't recommend doing this, because that other hand's free. They're not going to just sit there and let you do this. You know, that hand's just going to punch you. It's just going to grab you and punch you. And so now, moving on from that, again, just remember, if anything, palms up, and whatever he does, we're not going to be able to get into too many what ifs, because then that video would take forever. Because the what if guys are always going to be like, what if he does this? What if he does that? What if he does that? Then you change. You don't commit to the same move. If he does something different, you're not going to try to do the same move. If he does something different, then you do something different. Follow it up with whatever he gives you. But main ideas to take away from this: either keep this arm level when you're doing your escapes, so you can get the angle and get out easily, or if you can't remember any of that, just get the palms up first and be ready to handle whatever comes after. Just get the palms up. Okay, this is good. All right, so to insert what I forgot in the video is, when someone's got a grab on you, this is a cross hand grab or same side grab. The problem with the grab, why you must deal with this, because you're going to get punched next right after this. This is why you must deal with the hand. Now, if you think you're free, preferably with the cross hand grab, because with the same side hand grab here, we're both kind of fair game to kick and punch. But with the cross hand grab, pull me, If I go to punch and he pulls and punch, he's got the upper hand, pull and punch. See, if I go to punch, so I'm gonna try to punch, you pull and punch. I'm getting punched. I'm not getting the good side of it. Plus the fact that he's bigger and stronger. So this is why you must deal with the grab. Rather than thinking you're free to punch and kick, he's got control on you. He can always yank you anytime he wants to throw you and disrupt you and then sock you right after that. And also to add, I've seen one of the worst wrist grab escapes where it was actually the same side grab, where this guy says you just, and you'll know who he is, you just step in and you hit him with the wrist up like this. You just step in, and that'll just stop him. Like, this is the worst attack you could do, and it's ridiculous. And so with the same side grab, it's still fair game. Cross hand grab is more ideal because you can get to his outside or side door, you could say, and be in control while also being away from the other hand. Cross hand grab, being safer. So I prefer this position here, and either sock it in here, or say if he blocks it, I can change it up and do something else. So I could always follow it up with something better. But that's why you deal with it. You deal with the hands because you could still be manipulated when he's got you. He can sock you even though you think you're free to punch. Now, another one that I found out was also bad is from this old security guy. Now, granted, if you're equal size, equal strength, sure, overexerting yourself with brute strength can still work. It's not ideal. But if you are bigger, you can negate a lot of these techniques. And you're a big guy, you can just get off me. You just pull right out like nothing. You don't even need to use any techniques. But the techniques are essential for a smaller person to get good, to be able to handle someone bigger, stronger, and younger. And so one of the worst ones I also saw is the guy just trying to chop down at it. You can just chop down. And I've had other bigger guys hold me and I tried to chop, it didn't work. And the fact that after I did this, I was still stuck. Now I got two hands down here, and that other hand, you would just punch me.
Oh,
Just boom. Yeah. Fail. Boom. Game over. So this, not ideal. It's always better to either get to the outside away from his other hand and get out this way, or sink back, create some distance in case that other hand decides to fly at your face. And so with that, we'll return back out to two hands. Two hands are the one that most people struggle with too. So right now, look, he's got my wrist and he's also got my elbow. We'll get to that one later. So we'll imagine this one here, right? This one is harder to get out of, especially if you imagine you're a smaller person. But then again, the principle is still the same. Level, or get that arm horizontally. Because if he's got you down here, there's no way you're going to be able to fight out of this. So if he's strong, he pulls you, you got to move with him. But at the same time, you move with him. Let's say you pull, right? I break in like this and I hit him in the chest. And the idea is to get first horizontal, get this hand over, and as he pulls you, you drive in that elbow in. And then from there, you can break away. Or, let's say he just holds me there and I can't get out. You could essentially, and you can't get that arm straight, again, sink and get out. Or, go to your 45 angle and go to the outside here, where you're up here. Hold me tight, don't let me get out. Okay. See? Just, as long as you can break the angle, create the angle, you can get out of his power rather than trying to fight it. So you can go the 45 angle here, get to the outside. Let's say he stops you and you can't, then go back to this side and then just break out this way. And then be ready to handle whatever comes next. So those are your hands escape, two-handed grip. And then there's from here, this one works best sometimes, or the outside here. And you gotta have to step. You have to step, drive the elbow up, and essentially don't arm it. Get the elbows in as you do it. Elbows have to come in and create that structure and frame in order to break his grip on you, and you can follow it up. So now we go to the wrist and elbow grab. This is a lot more dangerous because there's a lot of control here. Because now you can't pull back. He's got back control of your arm, being able to stop you from really trying to get out, and a lot more bodily control because now your elbow is not free to move. He's got your wrist and your elbow. And so from this, Anthony's a big guy. He can really hold me here. And I don't want to flare my elbows out, because if I flare my elbows out, that's giving him the opportunity to armbar me. So essentially, again, it's one of those techniques where you got to get that elbow in and try to, you kind of sink and drop down, while at the same time the wrist rotates like this and get out. And from here, let's say he's still got a hold on me, I just want to turn here and get myself out. So I want to turn in here, get myself out, or I can go on the outside and turn out, okay, and then break away. So a big guy like that, it's harder to do many techniques because his strength is really strong. He could really hold you if he wanted to, and that way you don't want to play around too much. You got to do your moves successfully and quickly, but also you got to do it right. And so for you smaller people, you're going to have to really practice this. This is not going to work for you if you don't practice it, and it's going to be a lot to overcome, especially when it's a bigger forearm to grab. It's a lot harder to resist. So inside here, get the elbow here. Let's say he's stiff here, right? Let's say I try to go inside, he's stiff. He stops me and blocks me there. Then I go the outside, and then I turn this way. So whichever resistance they give you, go the other way. And that's where we're at with the arm locks. But now with all that application, where can you see this also working? And let's say, for example, let's just say this is a knife. Let's just say this is a knife, right? They got two hands on you. Two hands on you. Same application applies. They go to jam you, you go to step in and like jam me. You just turn. Don't let go. My hold tight in. Yeah, hold tight in. So same thing. Turn. Get that elbow in. Get the outside. And then now the hand's there. And now don't do this one because you'll end up stabbing yourself. So go the outside here and here. Or again, let's say you got one hand, right? One hand here, right? One hand here. Where can you see this, right? I could slice him here, cut that way. I can come this way and slice him down that way. So now that you see the hand moves, it can also work when you have a knife and they go for the two-hand grab. You can do the outside and escape, but remember, elbows in, frame structure up, and then you got the move. All right, so now we're going to cover the double hand grabs, right? Double hand grabs, you can have the bottom two hands being held, or you can have this two hands being held high. And people struggle with this one a lot. I've seen a lot of people not really know what to do against a bigger guy. Usually bigger guys, of course, a lot harder to get out. So again, if you remember the sinking method, you'll sink. Or you could do what a lot of Wing Chun guys do, is they like the crisscross, right? This is the crisscross here. This is the crisscross here. Or if he stays stiff and gives you a lot of tension here, you sink backwards and bring the hands down. So it's essentially dropping, hold tight. Yeah, essentially dropping down. And you're dropping into a cat stance. He's got you high here. You drop down and shoot the fingers down, so you should have the angle like this. Pull back, shoot the hands down, that'll break the contact with the wrist. Or let's say I sink back and he moves with me. Move forward, then I go. Then I trot. I cross the hands. We'll just, no need to resist. We're going to be showing the video here. So we'll just, especially whichever hand is coming down to grab, the other hand's going to, all at one motion, pop and punch. Okay, whichever hand's coming top side, you're jamming him with this elbow. At the same time, this hand frees this hand, and all in one motion. So if you pull and escape this way, if it doesn't and he moves forward with you, that's your time to change the trajectory and trap him and punch. So we have that escape. Still same thing. Same thing this way, not that way. He grabs you down both low like this. Same thing. Sink back, palms up, shoot fingers down like that. So yeah, hold tight there. Yep. Out. And a fancier one wouldn't work on a big guy like this. Maybe someone your equal size. A fancier one is just to cross here, and then as you can see, you cross him up, and then you grab with this hand grabs like that. So it's essentially just a cross here like that, punch. But big strong guys that can fight you with these two, so I wouldn't recommend using that one. A little bit fancier side. But essentially the simple one you want to stick to is stepping back, getting the palms up, and getting those fingers down. But again, vertical and sink. When you sink, don't drop down, don't step back. Sink more of a vertical way. And you break the contact there. And so back to the grab here. Let's see what else we can do from here. You can do inside escape here. Make sure you get those elbows in. Those get you the angle to get out. Or another one my seafood taught me is to just smash his wrist, just like that. You'd go really fast, like you'd go, pow, like that, just like that. Just smash his hands. So you can use this. You can do outside smash. This hand here, again, is either this one or sinking back. It's really simple. I don't know why people struggle with it, but there's not enough videos of people doing it right. And then from here, you're safe. Make sure your cat stands there, because then you're ready to strike and fire. I think that covers it. Okay, so now we're gonna do full contact body boxing. We're not gonna punch each other's face. We're not getting paid to do that. It's not worth it. But punches to the body, anywhere in the body, on the arms too. Elbows too is fine. If you get the chance, sure. Oh yeah, just be careful when blocking. Just be careful when blocking so you don't bring the punch to your face. Yeah. Alright. Ooh, I was kinda high there, buddy. Punch in my face. Ooh, sorry. Knocked my hand up your face there. Come on. Ooh, good one. Swinging all, non-stop and all. Good block for all. Get dark there. Cancel out. Ugh. Got you that one. Woo! it.